Hey Scandal Squad, welcome back to the channel, Celebrity Scandalist. So we're going to talk about Basketball Wives, last night's episode. I'm not going to recap like what they did, where they went and how they met up. I mean, I just kind of feel like that's a waste of time. I just want to jump into some key points and themes of the show. So one of the first things I want to talk about is, I've started watching again this season. Actually, I started watching again last season, but when they go on hiatus, I go on with my life. So I don't remember why everybody has a beef. And I kept forgetting, or I had forgotten, why Jackie and Brooke were kind of going at it. I remember Brooke being upset with Jackie because, she said that Jackie didn't reach out to her when her daughter passed. And just so y'all know, I have a special place in my heart for Brooke. So I'm going to give her a pass on a lot of stuff that she does prior to the incident with her daughter. Yeah, I probably would have held her more accountable. But I think she has suffered such a tragic loss. It's just like a lot of stuff I'm just like, yeah, I can't really even say nothing, because she be losing her cool and her temper flies. But I understand that's probably the hardest thing in life a person will ever have to do. But anyway, I just couldn't remember. I'm like, well, dang, I thought they made up, or it was kind of like not necessarily that they were going to be besties, but like they had, just kind of put a lid on it. So I went back to do my research to say, what am I missing? Because all of these women are really turning on Jackie, hating on her, which we know Jackie is one of the ones for years that they love to hate. But it was like, yeah, what is really going on? So y'all, I found this, and this is a refresher. I had never heard this little clip, but I'm gonna play it for you. Hold on.
I've already said, I gave you guys one opportunity when I had my dinner to come. I don't want to shoot with her. I'm back on that. I ain't filming with her because I already know what she's gonna do, and my attorneys and everybody else already recommended I don't. I'm not going 10 steps back for this bride. I don't like her. I don't care for her. I'm not doing it. She's still on here trying to get paid off this baby. I'm good. Y'all can have that. Get somebody else to do it. So I'm not doing it. Nothing with her. Me and Brooke will not have a conversation on national TV no more. She don't herself with me for good. So she can have it with whoever else she wants, but she won't.
So after seeing this and listening to that clip, and I found this on TikTok, I could definitely see why Brooke is just done with Jackie. I mean, honestly, I can't imagine. And I'm sure there are a very few crazy people in this world. But, if you lose your child, I really can't see a person profiting off that. Somebody especially like Brooke. I mean, Brooke is connected to and has access to a lot of wealthy men in her circle. So I really just don't see how she would be using her daughter's passing. I think that's something low. And I really, after hearing this, it kind of really shifted. I still like Jackie, but I think it's really low for her to say something like this, especially for somebody that you considered a friend. But in reality, these are just colleagues and coworkers. None of these women really like each other, probably outside of, filming Basketball Wives. But I could see how Brooke would really, I'm going to say, HATE her. That is just horrible. And for her to say it, publicly, I don't know how this was released or who she was even talking to, but that would definitely set up some animosity. So now I have a better understanding, because from where we left off last season, it's sort of like they had buried the hatchet on the reunion. I mean, they were like not cool, but apparently this comment and these statements were made after the reunion. So I really get it now. But so now let's move on to this new person, Shyt, that Jackie is clicking up with. So Jackie needs an ally, right? And so we can tell that Jackie, so I guess this whole thing with Brooke has her not participating in some of the earlier scenes, because the last couple of episodes, Jackie has ghosted everybody. She hasn't really been present, So now I could see where Shyt is fitting in, this new woman, and she's going to be Jackie's ally. Now that was very obvious at the, that little luncheon they had where they had the senator or the guy that came and spoke. And I don't pay attention to stuff well enough. So we're just going to say the man who came and spoke. He had some kind of a council person or governmental person. Okay. So at the lunch, when she made the comment about the person Shyt, because she was hosting it, and she mentioned something about credit, and she was saying if you've ever had any credit challenges or had to buy a car on something on credit, stand up. And so Brooke didn't stand up, and there were other women because they kind of spanned the audience, and other people didn't stand up either. So Shyt kind of kept coming back and targeting her. I will say, I was like, it seemed kind of odd. She said, stand up. Hell, if you want to stand up, you do. If you don't, you don't. Like, it's a luncheon. People are eating. Some people may be mid chewing something. Sometimes it's just not convenient to stand up. Hell, you just don't feel like it. Sometimes I be in church. Okay, I have been in church, and they be like, no, I don't feel like standing right now. Yeah, I'm not. And of course, small church, the pastor be like, zero, like, I'm not gonna stand right about now. God knows my heart. But I'm just saying, it's an adult. She's a grown-ass woman, and it was a lot of people. So I understand how Brooke took offense. Now, Brooke be popping off. It don't take much to set her off. We know that. But I really did feel like that, Cheyenne was really made a big deal about it. And then to say that it was classless and all of that stuff, I mean, it's just a personal choice. I mean, at my big age at this point, I'm in a sorority, and there's a lot of things that people ask I don't do. I mean, I'm at a point in my life where I just kind of do the things that I want to do. And if you don't like it, you don't. Not to ever be disrespectful, but, it's just sometimes like, I don't feel like doing that, And so I really did not understand why she was coming at her so hard, especially in front of a group of people. And of course, well, we know for one, it's because of filming. But as I took a step back and I was kind of scratching my head like, girl, it wasn't that big of a deal. Then I realized, oh, this was set up by Jackie. Jackie is the puppeteer. So remember, before that meeting or before the luncheon, Cheyenne had told Jackie, the comments that they had made about her being, a woman of the night, a social worker. Well, we used to call her social worker when I was growing up because my mom wouldn't let me say prostitute. So we had to call them social workers. So with them bringing her the information that Evelyn had, said that she had been a social worker and had been arrested and everything. Now I could see how Jackie has manipulated Cheyenne and is using her as her pit bull, probably to go after particular people. And right now that person is Brooke, because her and Brooke, they're not getting along. And we know Brooke has probably said some things. I haven't seen everything Brooke has said online or on social media, but clearly Jackie knows that Brooke ain't effing with her, right? And so I feel like Cheyenne is really there to be Jackie's, plus one, and to be her ally against the other women. And so her coming at Brooke so hard, yeah, it was exaggerated. It wasn't genuine and it wasn't organic. It came from a place of Jackie has planted this in your head to be against Brooke. And so she's trying to play neutral when she's with all of the other girls. Remember how Jackie didn't come to that, something Brandy had that little cooking event. So she went there, she played nice and everything. That's where she got the information about Jackie being the right? But behind the scenes with Jackie, I mean, that's Jackie's road dog right now. So Jackie has set her up to be the person, in the forefront to go after Brooke at this point. And so I really think that that's why Cheyenne really pressed it and made it a big deal, because let's be honest, it really wasn't that serious. Like, the lady didn't stand, she didn't stand. But to say it's classes, hell, they eating and drinking. What you want to balance on one foot, chew, talk, wave your hand? I mean, come on. And there were other women there who did not stand up. So I feel like Jackie has, put a target on Brooke. And so Cheyenne, to solidify her friendship with Jackie and a place on the show for a storyline, she took the bait. So the other thing that I really want to talk about, the elephant in the room, child. Everybody's talking about this. This is not going to stop, is Jennifer. So somebody jumped in my comments. I did a video a few days ago where we were talking about how, Jennifer's fiance, a lot of people think that it's a scam, and I even played a video of a little clip of Jennifer responding to Angela Yee and Mano, talking about people thinking that this young man is scamming her and how she was a little bit pissed about it, right? So somebody jumps in my comments because I said, I don't think it was wise. I don't think it's wise for her to commingle her assets with him. So somebody gonna say, jump in the comments and say, how is she commingling? You know what? I really hope that our young women are not that simple. First of all, when you live with a person, that's commingling, cohabitating. Come on, ma'am. Seriously. If you are living with the man, even if he's paying all of the bills, that's a commingle situation. Anytime you are living in close spaces, your mail is coming to the same place, you have created a life with a person or an established something, okay? And so in terms of commingling, their assets, apparently, girl is that legal. She did a breakdown. Go watch her video, and I've mentioned her in my prior video. She did a breakdown of, the fact that Jennifer's fiance has put some kind of their YouTube channel or something in an LLC, and he put it in his name. It's something that they're doing together. That is commingling, ma'am. Okay? So them working together is commingling. When you work with somebody, that's a commingle. Like, damn, don't tell me that you got that slow. Okay? The other thing is that I mentioned, and I asked, the lady on Girl, Is That Legal? Because she did a video today. When you're living with somebody, if Jennifer makes more money than him and she's the breadwinner, because I looked up her net worth, so she's worth about, I know it's over at least 10 million, but she's worth some money. If they are living together, have you not heard of palimony? People have sued. Men and women have sued you don't have to be married. It's called palimony. You can live with a person, and if you're in a relationship, you can say that you established a particular lifestyle and go after their assets, and that you want to maintain the same level and sue them for money. So, just to read some of these comments of these women talk about, oh, you're hating. Baby, there's no hate over here, because wouldn't be my daughter. Oh, Lord Jesus, please don't let my daughter be that simple. You know what I'm saying? No. These are conversations we have with our girls early on. You marry up and for some money and education, of course for love, but you don't be no damn fool. You know what I'm saying? So that's one point. They did a video, I think Saturday, where they were kind of talking about how the fact that it went viral. And it's really sad to see that this woman at her big age is allowing this young man to simper like this. Because it looked like she wearing a dunce cap. I'm just going to say it. He's talking about the finances, and he's somewhat very savvy, because when they talk about certain things, he kind of shifts and changes the narrative or change the direction of the conversation, because he knows Jennifer doesn't know exactly what he's talking about when he talks about his day trading and all of this. First of all, if you're a day trader, why would you want to get a job as a bartender or something like that? No, you would start another company, right? Or you would grow your company, maybe start a second company, right? If you have that much time on your hands. Number two, what millionaire, because I think he allegedly manages millionaire portfolios, what person who has any sizable amount of money would allow a person who has a $250,000 restitution fee that's unpaid manage their money? None of that makes sense. You have to ask yourself these questions. That's just stupid. You know what I mean? Like, why would a millionaire allow you to manage their money? Well, hell, when you ain't paid your restitution and you ain't been out of prison that long. You know what I'm saying? For him to come, but you can, with the internet and social media, there are people who are becoming millionaires overnight. I personally don't think that he's one. That's just me. The other thing, in that interview that they did on their YouTube channel, he says, now this was very telling to me. He says, well, and I've told Jennifer she can get a prenup if she wants to. Huh? The person who says you can get a prenup is the person who, because he knows that she has more to lose than him. So if she gets a prenup, that means, the way I read it, and y'all jump in the comments to correct me if I'm wrong, basically he's saying Jennifer has more money than me, and if she wants me to sign a prenup, I will. So that's all I needed to hear right there. And I hope that she's not falling for because that attorney girl who just married that one guy. She was an attorney, and they did the reality show, and it turns out she has to pay alimony. Like, y'all know who I'm talking about. She did one of those shows, of the dating shows. I can't think of it. The black girl and the young man. I don't know if he was Spanish or white or something. But it turns out she ended up having to, she's going to have to pay him a little sizable amount of money. So use some common sense. And everybody says, why would you have married him? I'm talking about this other girl now, the one who was the lawyer who married the guy, and now, she's got to pay the money. And she says because at the time of marriage, she wasn't making the money that she's making now. So I say that to say Jennifer is really putting herself in a very precarious situation, because what I see happening, y'all, and we mark this calendar, And I hate to see it happen to her. Somebody said, let her lose all her money. It's like, nah, we don't want her to be scammed like that. You know, I mean, I don't want to see another black woman just lose it. But what I feel is going to happen if this marriage goes through, and I feel like, of course, it's for the cameras, and if she doesn't get a prenup, or even if she does get a prenup, what's going to happen is about a year into the marriage, Portia, okay, what's going to happen is, oh, you know, my business has failed. I'm having a hard time. We've been hit with the something, and you know, now I need this to keep the business afloat, and it's going to be all kind of drama. And those businesses that allegedly were doing so well, those little on-site paper businesses, they're gonna end up being moot, nothing, right? The other thing is, he said, and this is another admission he made when they were doing their interview, he said he doesn't have a license to manage the money. Like, he's a day trader, and I guess you can do certain things without having, you know, a license. But let me tell you, any reputable person, if you're talking about, you know, your IRAs and your retirement funds and all of your stocks and stuff, those people have to be licensed. I mean, even with the, you know, stocks from my company that I have, you go through you have to go through the brokers and stuff, and they are licensed. They have license numbers, right? So that if anything happens, you know who's accountable. You can trace your money, and because of all of the way that they have to track everything, right? So he admittedly says he doesn't have a license. And I think after so many years, even if you're a felon, you can obtain one. So I'm just like, this is all sounding suspect to me, but hey. So basically, y'all, jump in the comments. I think I touched on everything that was like a red flag to me when I was watching. But if I missed anything, y'all jump in the comments and let me know your thoughts on this new, you know, this thing with this beef with Jackie, Christie, and Brooke. Cheyenne being her little lapdog now. Jennifer and her fiance. And another thing is, I was watching them. I think it was Brandy, Evelyn, I can't remember who it was, but they were doing a scene. They were kind of laughing at Jackie Christie, talking about she, you know, may have been a prostitute. And I was thinking, Brandy, your husband slept with like 300 people, so you might want to chill. Evelyn, you up here investigating Jackie. You need to be investigating your daughter's baby's daddy, the game, because he got a horrible history. And let's see, and Jennifer, girl, you a couple days from being scammed, okay? And you done already been through enough drama. So I'm like, none of y'all really have room to talk, right? Y'all laughing at Jackie. You need to turn the mirror and be laughing at your damn self. But anyway, y'all jump in the comments, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.